Yeah, good morning. It's been a unusual morning. I'm trying to do my make my tea and drive. Lots of you think I'm crazy. Well, I got 13 kids, of course I'm crazy. Everything's a juggling act every day. And we're in the battle zone. Every day is a war. You got to pick your battles. There's some crazies at the service station today. Guys that park up at the Bowsers and just sit there and sit there and sit there like it's a parking bay, their own private valet parking. And there's this other guy flying through a small service station with lots of trucks and cars everywhere. This place is crazy. So I talked to the driver that was just parking there, an Indian guy. I said, dude, this is not a parking bay. Once you get your fuel, you do need to go. There's other trucks behind you waiting. You've been sitting there for probably 15 minutes. How's my tea looking? Dangle, dangle. He's like, yes, I know. I'll just drop the lid on the floor. I said, why are you just sitting there then? Why do people do this? They just don't care about anyone else. I'm finding lately, every time I talk to an Indian, they just have no spark. They don't engage. Like when I got out of my truck, one walked past me, I said, hey, g'day. And she's like, no. Why don't they learn to engage with Aussies and make a bit of dialogue? I'm sure some do. They're such pacifists and they just don't want to talk to us. I know there's a massive culture here of stay away from Aussies. Just don't talk to them, just nod your head. Yes sir, no sir, 3 bags full sir. Oh, we got a really slow truck coming up here. B double, tipper, probably full. We're slowing down. Yeah, anyway, yeah, politically incorrect. You can't say anything about any race. Just making an observation. I grew up in Melbourne with lots of different cultures, and they were all half Aussie. They found a way to blend in and be part of our society. We learn from them, they learn from us. They're just like one of your mates, one of your neighbours. Indians don't do that. They just keep to themselves. Oh, I got 3 beeps today on the tolls. That usually means 1 beep is thank you very much, 3 beeps is you haven't paid your bill. I don't know how that's possible. I changed my account details and everything. I do about $100 a week in tolls. Maybe it's 200, I don't know, it's a lot. I gotta put this down to get my lid. I put that over there. Oh dear, finding my lid. Yeah, I might have to leave it there, I think. Do I have a torch? I do have a torch. When you don't look for a second with a truck, it goes everywhere. No, I'm not going to feel and find. Now I'm stuck now with a mug with no lid. I can tread on it and then I'm going to make it dirty. Put a bit of cruise control on. Whoa, this guy's smoking in front of me. What is that? I think he's got a built-in smoke machine in his truck. Oops, see, now I'm drifting. See, that didn't take long. I looked down and started drifting. My lid, I think, is completely gone. Crap. That means this tea's probably going to fall out. See, 2 beeps again, 3 beeps. in trouble, pull the tea bag out. Throw it over there. I'll be on today's paperwork. Now if I put some milk in here, it goes too cold. Then I plug it in, it heats up again. Like, I've got to plug it in with no lid. What am I going to do? It's just going to spill everywhere. It might. With my crazy driving, I think it's a good chance. I'm in the left lane, outside lane, so I can drive slow. I can get away with that. I've got a big yellow Kenworth coming up on my right. I find most Kenworth drivers, a lot of them, they're all a bit crazy. This mindset with Kenworths. And I've just ordered a Kenworth. Well, won one at an auction. It hasn't been paid for by the finance company yet. I'm like, what am I doing? I'm becoming part of that Kenworth crew. Do I want to do that? All the assumptions and stereotypes that go with driving a Kenworth. I wonder what it is in America. It's a Kenworth, Western Star, Mack. It can't be Mack because Mack's not really Mack anymore. It's Volvo with a Mack body. I used to drive buses and trucks. Sorry, buses and coaches. Duh. They were always a different engine. You'd have a bodybuilder and then the engine builder. Two different brands. So one thing that's been on my heart today is loneliness in our society. I listened to some podcasts that talk about it. What crap have you got in the background there? I can't even see. A little tiny screen there. Looks like just some junk there. Boring junk. We're in a society where apparently loneliness is an epidemic. See if I can do this steer and someone's wanting to come into my lane without realising there's a big huge truck coming. Loneliness is an epidemic. Some of you might say, well, I understand why you might be lonely, because you're crazy. I am. And I have a history of being actually pretty opinionated too. And now some of you are going, what do you mean history? It still seems to be current. Well, yeah, in some ways it still is. The ultimate Christian really is someone that oozes so much humility that they don't have a bad word to say about anyone. Nothing judgmental at all. Isn't it amazing how hard that is to achieve? That's a video for another day, a whole other subject. I think I should have made the tea back at the service station. This is not looking good. Oh, now I'm hitting 100 zone. And I'll annoy people if I go too slow. Well, I've just got to get the milk in, so I'll hold the jug, mug, and the steering wheel at the same time. There's some milk in there as we go over a big bounce. Screw the lid back on the milk. Or maybe I should do a little tutorial video on making a cup of tea while driving a prime mover. If you're crazy enough. Look at that, my fridge lid doesn't want to close now because my laptop bag is in the way. Is it cold? Ugh, it's lukewarm. I can put it up there and just plug it in. Risk a bit of spillage. I have a few sips, is that alright? Alright? I'm still doing 75 and 100 zone. No one's behind me though. Traffic's pretty cruisy today. See if I can beef it up a bit. Alright, let's plug this in. The cord's almost not long enough, and we're getting some shakes and some spills. Oh, spill outside there. Just got that plastic tasting tea. Alright, let's go up to, I can't even read that, 85. I think that's a bit better. Is 85 acceptable? We've got pink skies, blue and pink skies, or is it pink and grey? Bit overcast, quite pretty. Melbourne does have some pretty mornings. Loneliness is the opposite of belonging. It's the opposite of being like you're part of a community, like you helps make you feel valued. We all need someone that'll listen from time to time. That's one of the reasons I don't go to church, because no one really listens anymore. They pretend to. But I'm just amazed, some people that are up the front, they're on the worship team, and you think, oh, they're probably pretty mature Christians, that's why they're up there. And you have a conversation with them. They don't ask you any questions. You ask them a couple of questions, I always do. They don't shut up. Oh, my tea's spilling. I'm going to have to hold that. Spilling it everywhere today. Okay. The how-to on the what not to with tea and driving. Whoa! And now I've got cars in front of me driving at 85 in 100 zone. Why would a car drive at 85 in 100 zone? You're a car! There's no traffic in front of you. I'll be drinking my tea with a cord plugged in. How's that? I think it's 0.5 degrees warmer now. That's so much better. And I think a lot of our loneliness in Australia is because of men. How are you, mate? Yeah, good, mate. Yourself? Blah, 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 blah. We talk shit. And then we have a beer together and we talk even more shit. It's just like the pinnacle of small talk. We have a master's degree in small talk. And if you're not really into that anymore, it's hard to talk to men. I don't know. Men just don't have real conversation. How's your marriage, mate? How are the kids? Or how's your job? You happy? Oh my goodness. Freak out questions they would be. And I try to drum up conversation with most people that I meet. It just doesn't go anywhere. The only decent connection I've had with people recently is when I put a post on about 12 Facebook groups about needing some advice on what trailer to buy for my truck and needing help with getting interstate work. I talk a little bit about how trucking's improved my family life, my marriage, and I got some encouraging responses, some shout outs and just general support. It was nice. But that was, it was nice, but it's one off. But I feel that we're not getting any better in this country at communicating, building community, connecting with each other. We all know social media's got a big part to play in killing it. Yeah, I do think it opens up opportunities to connect with people and break the ice in a safe platform. Then you've got to transition to a face-to-face. There's a guy I talked to, Paul, in Western Australia, the opposite side of Australia. I'm on the east side of Australia, he's on the west. About 4,000 k's that separate us. And we've had a few good chats on Messenger and talked about family a bit, parenting a bit, and he has a son that he struggles with, and we've exchanged phone numbers, but neither of us has called each other. It's kind of pathetic. And I'm putting my hand up to one of those people that are being pathetic. I thought about calling him a couple of times, I'm like, no, be too. Men are just chicken at real connection. We are. And the church has their men's groups, but they tend to just talk about theology. And God says this and God says that. They rarely ever go, how you been? How's your walk with God? You coping? You alright? You want to catch up for a coffee sometime? No. No. One-on-one rarely happens. In my men's group that we had at my house quite a few years ago now, this dude's going the left lane, or is he stopping somewhere? 7:30. Why are you going in the left lane? That's really weird for a truck turning left. There's 3 lanes turning left. Usually you always go on the outside lane, so it'd be the right lane. I got this truck going in the left lane. That's like a suicide lane for a truck, because you've got to go so wide to miss the curb. Indian. Oh, I said that. I want to go really slow because I want to see how the heck he's going to do that. There's this big truck in front of me. I'm going to let him go. Oh, the lights went red. Oh, I didn't get to see. Oh, poopy. I do need to be more forthcoming in being friendlier to people, not being chicken. Like yesterday, not yesterday, the day before, when I went to get my upgrade of my license. There was about 6 or 7 people in the waiting room, and I was like, hey, how you going? What's happening today? How you all doing? And then one guy said to me, oh, you one of the driving instructors here? He must have assumed that because I was friendly. No, I'm a student just like you. Yeah, I don't do my best at being friendly. I go through seasons of being friendly, but last 6 months I think I've been just tired and can't be bothered. And when I can't be bothered, I think I go into selfish mode. I don't want to put the effort into talking to you because you're probably going to be boring, or you're going to talk a whole load of crap and I have to listen to it. Here, we stopped at the lights. I should look for my lid. Oh, it's right down there. Oh! I got my lid. Is it dirty? Is it salvageable? Because it wasn't the 5-second rule. It wasn't even the 5-minute rule. But now I'm drinking it. See, it's getting a bit steamy. Can you see that? The steam. Heat's getting there. I didn't used to drink tea. Well, you know, I stopped like 18 months ago. My wife, she would always have a tea in the morning, like my mum does. Get up, put the kettle on, make a tea. And some of you are going now, yeah, I love that morning tea. Yeah, I've never been one of those people. And I started doing it because my wife would have a tea in the morning. So we sit there together. Oh, it's a nice way to connect. I'll have a tea with her. Because I like to have my cereal first in the morning. Get up, brush my teeth and everything, and then have cereal. And I find if I have a tea, it's like an appetite suppressant. And I'm like, I don't know if I want my cereal now. And then an hour later, I'm starving, but I'm already at work. It's too late. Itchy ear. And so I started doing it with my wife, and now I want to have tea in the morning. A new habit is formed. I need my comforter. So I need to do more. You know, they say what you're looking for in others, be for others. So if you're looking for community, be community. And we've done that sometimes. But of recent, life's been hard. We've been pretty swamped. We're in recovery. We've had a lot of trauma the last few years. Lost a lot. Marriage fell apart a couple of times. This cord needs to be longer. I need to make an extension. Gosh, I'm getting a lot of messages early this morning. I'm not going to read them. Read a cup of tea, do a video, put my glasses on and read messages all at the same time. I could probably do it, but it really wouldn't be wise. So why are people not talking to each other? Why is it you can't make friends in Australia? And those who say they have friends, really? Like, are they really your friends? Do they really encourage you, support you to be your best and pursue your goals and dreams? Are they there when you need them, when the shit hits the fan and you're really struggling? Do they say, I'll be right there, let's go to the pub for a beer, go out for coffee, I'll come around, whatever it is. Like real friends. We all know what real friends look like. And I think real friends don't tell you what to do when you're struggling. Real friends, like, ask you questions. Like this guy that's moved into our bungalow out the back called Sirak. He's black, he's Ethiopian, but he's been in Australia, I think, since he was like 3. He was adopted. And that's not enough. I can unplug my cord now. Total Aussie accent. It's so cool. But the way he communicates is freaking amazing. Like I've had seasons of what I think is a good communicator and good listener. But this guy is like a whole nother level. He asks the right questions. And sometimes I say to him, oh, sorry, I'm talking too much. He goes, no, it's good information. I like hearing it. I'm like, well, you're screwed now because I'm just not going to shut up. And he really asks questions that are like, hit the nail on the head. And sometimes I share things, I'm looking at doing this and I'm considering that. And I really feel this and this. And he'll say, it sounds like you're really wanting to blah, blah, blah. What do you think? I'm like, oh my goodness, that is just like so perceptive. And he listens to this guy on YouTube called Blake LaGrange. Very young, entrepreneurial, spiritual, like outside the box YouTube podcaster dude that is into business coaching. I think he's very good at it. He charges $1 gazillion to provide the service. Currently going down a massive hill at 70 k's an hour. Engine brakes on, gear 13, 2200 RPM. I don't like RPMs that high. It's in the orange. Usually it's in 14th gear, I think, and it holds that. Someone tell me. So if it's in the orange, is that okay if you're not actually accelerating? If you're decelerating, is it okay? I don't know. I don't know a lot about trucking. I know about managing the steering wheel. Now, if some of you are thinking, and you don't even do a very good job of that, I agree. It's called blind faith. Angels everywhere protecting me. And now there's a truck next to me, going in my lane. Go in your own lane. When I have people like that, I just want to get past them because they make me uncomfortable. Stop coming in my lane. Gosh, we don't have much room in our lanes. We can't share them. Dude. Indian on his freaking phone. Get off your phone. What a tosser. Was I being judgmental? Was I being politically incorrect? You should have waved, say, sorry, my bad. So I'm kind of challenged by this guy, Sirac, to be a better listener. Imagine if he turned up at the same place as me. Would I give him a serve? That's the question. But I know the Indians are on their phone heaps. I see it all the time. It's amazing when they're driving. Like that, they don't like up, down, up, down, up, down. They're like this. Down, 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 up, down, 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 down. It's just crazy. There's lots of, for those of you who aren't from Australia or aren't even in this industry, there's lots of talk at the moment about regulating people, immigrants getting their license. Because here, you're supposed to drive in Australia for 5 years before you can get a truck license. But you can apply to get an exemption, and most people successfully get an exemption. And so I think you can get your MR, which is medium rigid, and then you can straight away get your HC, heavy combination, which is a prime mover like this with one trailer like this. You drive that. Oh, that's right, now you have MR or HR for 1 year. Then you get your HC, and then the next week you can get your MC. So after driving a rigid HR for 1 year, you're allowed to drive an MC a week later. Multi-combination, even a quad road train. That's what these immigrants are doing. And that's why heaps of people are just getting pissed off. Because they're dangerous. And they also talk about if you go and do a course on, there's one called BFM, which is basic fatigue management. If you do the advanced fatigue management, pay the money to do it, apparently it's expensive. You can then go from being allowed to do 12 hours a day interstate driving to 14 hours a day. So these guys that have no experience driving road trains are now allowed to do 14 hours a day in a road train in Australia. So these people, their argument is, so if I've been driving for 20 years interstate in Australia, I'm not allowed to do 14 hours, even though I have bucket load more experience at knowing how to manage my sleep, my driving, all that kind of stuff. I don't have an opinion either way, I can't. I've been doing this for 6 months. 5 months, 4 months or something. Where is he? Is he still around? Where did he go? He hasn't passed me, I don't think. Or maybe he has. Maybe it's that one. So this guy that lives out the back, Sirac, he does artist coaching. I think it's a form of life coaching where he gets your creative side out and gets you pursuing what you're most passionate about. And I believe the quintessential form of connecting with someone and building a relationship with someone is both of you draw out each other's greatness, passions, creative excellence. That stuff that, like, you know, I sometimes ask people, if money wasn't an object and if time wasn't an object, if it didn't come into it, if money didn't matter, time didn't matter, what would you be doing? What would you be pursuing? So you had unlimited time, unlimited financial resources, what would you be doing? And that's how I get to know someone about what they're really passionate about. So I think that's what Sirach's into doing, drawing that out of people and helping them to get on a path of pursuing that. And I think it is challenging, because if you've got habits, and we often form habits out of creating comfort zones, so we feel okay, we feel validated, we're doing the right thing, we're keeping people around us happy, our peers happy, husbands, our wives, which is all bullshit. Because really, who stops to ask the question, what makes you happy? Like really, really happy? Because if we're really, really happy, the impact we're going to have on others is so much greater. Because we're going to be hitting that sweet spot, we're going to be in the zone, we're going to be positive, optimistic, encouraging, overcoming, like all that stuff the Bible talks about. Like walking in the Spirit, walking in our giftings, being who we were created to be, pursuing excellence, greatness, and doing it without having to strive to do it. It just happens naturally, a side effect of who we really are. And the journey of Christianity, I really believe, is about pursuing your true identity. And your true identity only comes from what God says about you, not what people say. We listen so much to what people say. I was recently trying to make a decision about, do I commit to a $80,000 truck, or do I get like a $30,000 or $40,000 truck? Because there's one in Melbourne that's a Kenworth, it's 80 grand. There's one in Perth that's a Cat, it's like 30 grand. Pretty much both can do the same job. But I made a bid at auction for the 80 grand one, and I won the auction. It was actually, the winning bid was 69, but with GST and fees, it comes to 80 grand. And I was like, gosh, the repayments on that versus a truck that's 30 or 40 grand is vastly different. And then I was feeling like, well, I need to honour my commitment. The Bible says yes mean yes, and you know mean no. I agreed to follow through on that bid and buy the truck. So I started messaging Sirach and asking him, oh, you know, I've got this big decision I need to make, and really hard to know what to do. And he didn't ask me what the decision was. He didn't ask what I was deciding, buying, what it was, or anything like that. He asked these other questions that all seem to relate to, how do I make decisions in the past? How has that gone for me? What's my heart telling me? All that kind of stuff. Like, he asks the questions that really matter. And he says, well, it sounds like you've got your decision. Well, that was some impressive reversing. This guy's in front of me reversing a side loader trailer with no container on it. Did a hard 90-degree turn, jackknifed it almost, but did it with style. I can put my window down so I can give him a real thumbs up. That was very cool. Sorry, I'm just watching him do this. Freaking amazing. Nice freaking work, dude. He was Indian. That was a pretty good job. I think he's been driving longer than I have. He gave me a big wave. Well, there's Indians out there that can definitely drive better than I can. And it's always, like, everyone can drive a truck in a straight line, well, unless they're on the phone and not really focused. But it's always about reversing. So I've come to my first job. I might do a part 2 on this one because I think I've already probably gone 20-25 minutes or something, and see how I can pick up on this. I've been to this place every day this week, and I sit here for 3 hours while they unpack. I want to use that time wisely today. Sorry, I got the window open, it's noisy. Guys, thank you. Listen, I hope I'm encouraging someone. Sometimes I do this just to encourage myself. And as I've shared, I don't have anyone to talk to. Oh no, I'm lost my lid again. No, there it is. I gotta put my lid on while I do a massive U-turn. And then I gotta reverse this. 20 times I've done it here and I still screw it up. Awesome. For now, yibbity yibbita. That's all, folks.